Hey, good morning everybody. So I did a live video a little while ago on footwork. It went into the ether, went away. I'm going to do this one again, explain a couple more options, a couple more techniques, details to it. I'm going to save it, make sure I post it to my feed. Footwork is an important thing. It's not just bouncing around. It's not just learning how to be agile, being loose with your footwork, being disconnected from the ground is an important thing. It allows you the ability to evade, counter, riposte, whenever necessary. But it's more than that dancing. Footwork is understanding patterns, the relationship between two interacting forces, right? It's important to understand that being able to switch sides, to flow forward, rearward. I don't talk about retreat, we talk about moving rearward or riposting or getting off angle, right? We talk about getting off the X quite a bit. The X is simply where you are, where you are at the moment that you are targeted, whether that's by a melee attack, so to speak, or whether it's a firearms. Either way, when someone is attempting to bridge a gap towards your position, that is the X. And getting off the X is imperative. When we talk about getting off the X, what we're really talking about primarily is moving the core, moving the center off of that firing position, off of that target position, right? From here to here. I try to take it a little bit step further, and I'll illustrate this later when I have my class tonight. I have some students available. One of the other things that's important about getting off the X is to make sure that you're moving all of your body, all of your limbs. You have nothing hanging out, anchored, as it were, to where the X is, because that can become disruptive. You can get tangled up. So I'm going to see, if you can see right now, I'm going to use where the mats cross. We're taking up a comfortable position. We have our forward, rearward, our left and our right, and then we have our 45s forward and rear. Okay? So footwork is important when you take your position. I don't want to take a fighting position. Fighting position, again, I did a video a long time about this. Fighting position means that you are agreeing to engage with somebody in some type of combat. If you're doing that, that's awesome, but that's a whole separate issue. We're talking about self-defense scenarios. There's no fight involved. It's pure defense, counter, evade, and hopefully you escape or extricate yourself from whatever that dangerous scenario is. You don't want to hang out here, and you shouldn't be looking to continue to interact with any opponent any longer than necessary at all. Okay? So to that end, we're talking about, if we're here, the hands are up, we're going to be moving off of this line, right? You don't want to stay square. We know that. Everyone here should know that. You're not going to stay square. You're going to blade yourself slightly, create an oblique angle. This allows you a little bit more mobility. It minimizes your profile slightly, allows you to maneuver. And it also puts their rear foot backward. Won't get into that too much either. If you don't know that, that's a couple lessons back. Okay? But regardless, here's what we're moving. We're talking about moving forward or rearward. Okay? All right? Forward is important to being able to meet that distance head on, meet that attack coming at you. So that would only be if you intend to intercept, right? If you intend to strike first, right? Preemptive, moving, however hand techniques you're going to use. We call this a wedge. Flying V, sometimes you'll see it, right? In Kung Fu, we've got what's called Pao Chuan or cannon fist, right? This allows you to clear as you make a way forward into that person's, what's going to be perceived as an attack, right? You've got your rearward movement, right? Right? This is primarily just for controlling the distance. Remember, whoever controls the distance controls the engagement, right? Distance and timing. Right? So you're moving backwards, you're control that distance. That rearward movement is primarily for riposting. So you're going to go rearward, whoa, stay easy, and then immediately move forward into your attack and following up where necessary. Right? Forward and rearward is pretty simple. Now, the important things about footwork is understanding these off angles, how to use them, right? We're on the X, hey, easy. We're here at this, moving at the 45, you're gonna shoot off of that forward leg, okay? Not sure at this distance, you can see that front foot. Okay. You're here, whoa, clearing, moving off that angle, which we call this one, angle 5, right? Our intention is always still on that center line or on that fight line, where that perceived attacker would still be, right? Because then you would counter or you would continue your motion. Right? Back in to engage with whatever techniques again. I'm telling you what techniques to use. We'll get into some of that stuff a little bit later if you're interested, but it's very important to understand that you're moving off angle to move back inward. Right? So the hands are up, clearing, right? And then with your intention is to then re-engage. You're going to avoid whatever's coming in, right? Covering, and then moving back at that angle through. So what you would be doing is engaging that opponent at their oblique angle here. Okay, so if someone were to attempt to grab, attempt to make a punch, right? They'd be on angle 1 and 2, and as you hear, whoa, right? And immediately coming off of that front leg, right? Whatever you're going to do, hitting them at the off angle. More importantly, or preferably to the third point in the triangle, that's going to destabilize their base. It works to with the other side. Right? So even if, let's say, I'll play my own attacker, if I come in, try to take my shot here, right? Look at my body position, right? If I take the shot and I missed, or attacker missed, and I defended here, right? That would have me posting at my angle, what we call angle 7, through this person's center line toward that third point of the triangle, right? So completely destabilizing their structure and their base, right? Grab on, hit, kick the knees, fall over, whatever you're gonna do. Keep on moving, but it's important to engage, strike, and one of the primary concepts that we use is to continue to disrupt that person's base as you attack. So I'm gonna make an attempt later today with some students to illustrate that better, but one of the primary flaws I see in a lot of training videos is attacker does his one technique and then becomes static. And then the person demonstrating the technique, which I understand it's a demonstration, then unleashes all holy hell on the individual while attacker is still hanging out. Oh my God, this really sucks, getting pushed around, right? That's a flaw in your training. If you're going to do that when you start, absolutely fine. But once you have a sense of the technique, your body mechanics are solid, you need to then apply that and have the attacker go ahead and attempt to disrupt you, okay? One of the ways we solve that issue is continuing to disrupt the base, right? Someone cannot re-engage you while they're still in the process of gaining their center, trying to regain their balance, and or being struck and damaged in some way in the process. So, your angles, right, moving off footwork, you want to get off the X, right? Don't leave that rear leg. If you're moving off, okay? Don't step off of this X with your center and leave your leg anchored back here, because as this person misses, passes through, they might entangle your leg and knock you off your balance, off your base, right? So when you're moving, don't leave that rear foot anchored. Everything comes off the X. Right here, off the X. And then you can move back through and start to disrupt their base and shifting them off as you attack and cause some type of damage. So those are the front two angles, what we call 5 and 7. And the rear angles, you're up, oh, easy, right? If someone passes through, we're gonna open that door, right? Right here, opening that door. This is part part of my pattern, my training pattern. I always clear as I come across, just to try and make sure that whatever that person was trying to express towards me, whatever it was, I'm kind of clearing it away as they pass through the void that you create. Here. And now you can see by my foot position again, I'm off the X and I'm in a very solid, good position to re-engage or enter, right? Right here. Right, keep on moving through. Right, you're in a nice, solid position to strike, start grabbing on, throw some knees, and disrupt that person's base. Again, it's always about not just not getting hit. That's not enough. And it shouldn't be just about striking. I've seen too many guys completely capable of taking really solid hits. I'm talking about, you know, a full on, I know I hit pretty hard. I'm not a professional fighter, but I know I hit pretty hard. And I've been in fights back when I used to be in the bars. You nail somebody dead on, boom, on the button. The head flicks back and they keep on coming right for you, right? So you don't want to take chances. For me, personally, I don't take chances punching anyone in the cranium, even the face, because it's too easy to shift. You wind up hitting them on the top of the forehead. They turn their head, hit them in the side. Yeah, it'll hurt, but it's a lot more likely that you'll, you know, break your hand. And if they're not someone who has a glass jaw, they're just going to shake it off and they're going to be coming back at you. So it's not just about not getting hit. And it's not just about trying to punch them or hit them. It's very important to have their base completely disrupted, because the first thing they have to do in order to re-engage you is take control of their base again first, okay? And at that point, you avoid the technique, counter, again, this is only if you're not going preemptive, avoid the technique, counter in some way that's preferably devastating and causing some type of mechanical injury, and then disrupting their base so that if you choose to disengage and escape from that particular scenario, that individual has to compensate for whatever damage you've done or recover from it. And primarily they have to recover their balance first and then attempt to re-engage you. Right? And there are some training options, there are some tactical decisions that have to be made, kind of instantaneous based on your surroundings, stuff like that. But so we've got angles 5 and 7, getting off the X, moving your entire body off, making sure you're clear as you move, and then striking back again through the opposite 45 angle, right? So if you move to the 5, get off the X, you attack at 7. If we move at 7 to get off the X, we attack at 5, right? The rear angles, we call it 6 and 8, right? So opening, oh, here, even if it's just, whoa, clearing. This is where our angle 6, we're going to then counter or follow through. Angle 8, we're going to go through to angle 7. Okay, so you clear, go, take whatever you're going to do. Right? Or if we're clearing or opening, creating the void to what we call angle 6, right? Whoa. Right here, angle 6, my body is triangulated back toward where that attacker is or would be standing, okay, and then link in, attack, and whatever you're going to do, okay? So those primary methods, getting off the X, 5 and 7, right, 6 and 8, and then always countering back through the corresponding opposite angle, okay? Just a little bit of footwork. Again, I'm going to save this video, I'm going to download it, I'm going to upload it later, I'm going to have it on my YouTube page, right, Close Quarters Countermeasures. On YouTube, look it up, take a look at some of our other training videos. If you like what you see, leave some comments, ask me some questions, subscribe to the YouTube page, that would be fantastic. Yeah, share whatever you got. I'll post some follow-up videos tonight when I have some students available to push around. Hey, thanks everybody.